If you are looking for a property here in Germany, I know exactly how you feel. Alright, let's go to ImmoScout and see all the cool properties that I can buy. Oh, this is gonna be good! 275,000 euros for a one-room apartment in Berlin. That's 10,000 euro per square meter. A little expensive, huh? Let's try Munich. 5k per square meter, I like that. And 14% discount. I like that a lot more. But this property is on the market since September last year and hasn't been sold in over 6 months. That's why the seller decreased the price slowly but steadily from 460 to 360,000 euros. Not sure what's wrong with the property given that there's no information here on ImmoScout, but something must be wrong. Oh boy, not sure about you, but ImmoScout is frustrating. And that is exactly why we have been working very hard over the last few months to help you guys find the best properties in Germany, because we know that investing in real estate is a big topic for you guys. We developed a real estate calculator where everything is interactive, so you can see in real time how your investment case changes with a different mortgage or if you make a down payment. Let me show you exactly how this works so you can find the best properties in Germany in this PerFinEx real estate video. Everything that you are seeing here is available to you right now, all for free on perfinex.de/properties. Link is in the description. For now, you will see properties that we upload, but we're also working on that you can upload properties in the future. So stay tuned and subscribe to the channel for updates on that one. And we are also working on an English translation, which is maybe already released when you see this video. If not, please use the Google or DeepL Translate extension of your browser. That's what I'm doing here as well, so you can see everything in English. Let me show you this example property so you can see how awesome our calculator is. Here is a nice beginner property for a little over 120,000 euro in the B city, Augsburg. That's where we recommend to invest for years now, in the B-ish locations. It's freshly renovated too, that's why you will get 500 euros rent, a nice 4.85% return on rent. Let's talk about this rent in detail real quick, because you guys keep sending over properties with 2% or maximum 2.5% return on rent and wonder later on why you got scammed. It might not sound like a big difference, 2% return on rent, 4% return on rent. What's the big deal, right? It's only a 2% difference. It's a big deal, let me tell you that much. Because if I wanted to turn this almost 5% return on rent property into a 2.5% return on rent property that you guys find on the internet, what would I need to do? Change only one single number. I would just need to double the purchasing price. When doubling the purchasing price, return on rent gets cut in half, and now you know why ImmoScout exists. Because people pay hundreds of thousands of euros too much for properties that return only 2.something% return on rent. Why don't we sell our properties for double the price and get rich? Because I think it's bad business. It would be a really bad deal for you, which you will eventually find out at some point. And then you will never ever do business with us ever again. And maybe you even slaughter us completely in online comments and reviews. And I worked too hard to build this brand over the last years and get this channel to 10,000 subscribers. We got here doing really good business for everyone involved, and that's why you guys keep coming back and refer us to a lot of your friends as well. So there's absolutely zero reason for us to start doing a bad business now. Let's continue with the property. If you buy here in Bavaria, you have 5.5% closing costs, almost 6,500 euros in this example, the lowest in Germany. Every other state charges higher ground purchasing taxes than Bavaria. That's the first benefit. And we are not charging the 3.57% agent fee on you. That's another benefit of working with us. Saves you almost 4,500 euros in that case. You're welcome. So your total investment, property plus additional purchasing cost, is 130,000 euros. Now the question is, how much of that 130,000 euros do you bring to the table? Let's have our first slider at 0%, which means that you make no down payment and only cover the closing costs. 6,500 euros in that case. Without a down payment, your mortgage rate will be slightly worse than market average, which is roughly 3.5% this day. So let's calculate with 4% just to have conservative numbers. Last thing that I want is to paint an unrealistic picture here. Let's use conservative numbers. If the deal looks great with conservative numbers, it might look even better in reality. If you calculate back and forth until the numbers are pretty enough, you're most likely setting yourself up for a big mistake. Why would you not go for the best interest rate that you can get? Because it can be highly beneficial depending on the goal that you have. I know this sounds counterintuitive, but stay with me here. With 100% financing and 0% down payment, you may have 4% interest plus 1.5% principal, bringing your investment total to 6,500 euros. That means this property, which gives you 500 euro cold rent, returns 4.85% return on rent. And you make a negative cash flow of 80 euros per month. Let's talk about the cash flow in a moment. Let's just finish this down payment discussion for now. Your return on equity, the number that matters most for real estate investors, is almost 20% in that case. Can everyone follow how insane that is? Because of leverage and tax benefits, your return on equity is almost 20%, and your after-tax return on equity is almost 23% per year. 23% per year. Show me any other investment out there with 23% per year after-tax return. Type it in the comments if you have any. And it's not like we have ridiculous assumptions here, just a 3% property value increase per year and a 5% rent increase per year. Might sound like a lot, but 15% every 3 years is the legal maximum that you can do in some cities. In other cities, you can do even 20% every 3 years. But again, I want to keep it conservative here. Even if we would decrease it to 2% property value increase and 2% rent increase, so actually there's no increase at all because everything just keeps up with inflation, you would still have a after-tax return of 17% per year. And that's why real estate is the king of all investments, my friends. How do things change if you make a 10% down payment? Well, your interest probably goes down to 3.5%. That's good. But your investment goes up to almost 19,000 euros. Surely when you invest more, the deal gets better, right? No. And that's exactly why our calculator is so awesome, because you can play through all these different scenarios yourself to find the best outcome. What does get better is the cash flow, but only very little if you remember that we had roughly minus 80 euros with 6,500 investment, and now we have minus 13 euros with almost 19,000 investment. Not sure if that's worth investing over 12,000 euros more for just 70 euro cash flow per month. I don't think it is because I'm a leverage kind of guy, but if you're a cash flow kind of guy, it may be worth it to you. And because you leverage less, your return on equity goes down from 23% to 16% only. Still pretty good, still better than most investments out there, but if you ask me if I would want to invest 6k for 23% return or 19k for 16% rate of return, I know what I would choose any day of the week. So much for the down payment question that you can answer now super easily with our calculator to find the best approach for you. Now, what about the cash flow exactly? What most of you want is 0% down payment and positive cash flow right from the beginning. Something that was insanely rare before interest rates increased, and now it's even tougher to find. But how bad is 80% monthly cash flow negative really if you get 23% return after tax? Well, let's find out with our awesome graphs. In the first year, you get 6,000 euro cold rent, spend 1,200 euro in house geld, and pay 6,800 euro to the bank in interest and principal. That means you have a negative cash flow of exactly 2,000 euro or 167 per month that you can see here in the box. In year 2, it's minus 1,700 euro. in year 4 minus 1,000 euro, and sometime between year 6 and year 7, this property starts to become cash flow positive. After tax, it will be cash flow positive sooner, but in year 7, this property pays for the entire mortgage plus house geld, so it completely pays for itself. Summing it all up, your 6,500 euro investment plus all these negative cash flows, you can see by clicking on calculations, 30 years, and then scrolling all the way to the bottom, that you would have to invest, let me see that, I'm prepared like a chef on television, 13,643 euros in total until the property completely pays for itself. 13,643 euros in total pre-tax, which is, because of all the tax benefits that you get with real estate, 9,787 euros after tax, until the property completely pays for itself. So in easy words, because we've just thrown around a lot of numbers, you have to invest 13,600 euro pre-tax or 9,800 euro after tax in order to buy a property worth 123,000 euros. And then it starts making a profit for you every single day that you hold it. And in 10 years from now, you can sell your property completely tax-free if you want. And that's just one of many properties that you can find on perfinex.de/properties. I encourage you to try out our new calculator and give us feedback so we can improve it and ultimately build a better product with better investment options for you guys. Thank you guys very much for watching, not just for this video, but all the other videos over the last 4 years and the 10,000 subscribers that we reached last Sunday, which makes me very happy. And I'll see you in the next video.